Well, hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Fantastic, man.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Michael Bender podcast. Welcome to the show. Our very first guest. Let me say that without a lisp. That might help. Okay. You know, the good thing about having Joe on is what no one knows is I secretly taped a picture of Joe behind the screens there, so when I'm talking, I don't get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Even with a lisp, you know what I mean? Anyway, everybody, this is Joey Michael. Joey Michael
What's up, brothers and sisters?
He don't know what a proper introduction is, so I'm trying to tell him. Joey Michael is founder of Top Roofing and Windows. Joey Michael has been in the remodeling business for 30 plus years. He is top at what he does when it comes to making the insurance companies be accountable for what they are for the policyholder. Everybody, Joey, it's great to have you.
Thanks, man.
Good to see you, brother.
You too, man.
For sure.
You know, everything you've done with putting this together, this is fantastic, man. This is the setup of all setups. I'll tell you that this is the founder right here. This is sweet. So thanks for having me on here.
Well, I tell you what, if anyone was going to be the first guest, I'd want it to be you. No offense, Tyler, but that's what happens. That's what happens. Man, this was unscripted. We were at the shop, and I hadn't got anything ready yet. I've only been ready for like a few days now, but we're just going to wing it. We always talk about all you need to do is just put a camera on us and we're going to be a hit. So there's the camera and here's the mics and
check 1 2.
And check 1 2.
Ready to roll.
Awesome. So you just went deer hunting.
I did. So we go down to Chesapeake every year and we do bow hunting, gun hunting, everything down there. It's different down there. You've got elevation, you got some mountains, you got outcropping rocks. It's amazing. And I was thinking about it before we actually started today. You have that photo behind you where it says recovery is everywhere. And I thought, how true that recovery is everywhere. And when you say recovery can be from anything, right? It could be from, drug and alcohol abuse. It could be from the language you use to the way you talk to people. It could be, I just want to recover from how I treat people.
Yeah.
And when you go out into nature, into something that's so serene that God made this, and you see some of these outcropping rocks, just cliff walls that are just hundreds of feet tall, and you just can look for miles and just see the same thing, it makes you just feel like very blessed. And the problems that you think you have, they really are not that big.
You know what I always heard, Joe, is that if you really want to decipher how big a problem is, just think of it as in a year from now. In a year from now, am I really going to worry about this guy that cut me off in traffic? If I try to think back a year from now, and try to think of what problems I have, to be honest, the only problem I could think of was I'm almost a year sober, so it would be being homeless and being an addict.
Yeah.
But, a year from now, I'm not going to be remember what problem I had if someone made me mad.
Because they're so minuscule, and that's what we need to work on as, human beings, is not making something out of nothing. Like,
right.
If you are the type of person, and this is not my words, this is somebody else's words. If I could remember their name, I would speak it. But if something like somebody cutting you off in traffic gets under your skin, then you have a lot of personal development to work on yourself.
Michael Bender said that, didn't he?
He might have been the guy. Might be Michael Bender. This is where we have to work on ourselves and become conscious of it. Be like, okay, I was just cut off. Now I'm going to react. How am I going to react? I'm not. These are decisions we make. How do we come to these decisions? For all those guys out there that hunt a lot, and their wives are like, oh, all you do is hunt. Well, I hope you're using your time wisely, because I use my time to do personal development. I'm reflecting on myself. I'm sitting there in God's church going through the scripts in my head of what kind of man do I want to be? Who am I? Who is Joey Michael? And these are the things that get you breakthroughs. This is when you start to realize, when you ask questions, okay, yeah, I might do that. I'm not doing that anymore. And then very quickly, usually instantaneously, the universe will provide you a situation to exercise your new discipline.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a firm believer. If you truly want to quit something, you're going to do it. If there's any inkling left in you, you might as well not even waste your time until you're fully committed. And
absolutely. So we were talking about you earlier and your road to recovery, your journey you've been on. And there's things that come, there's staples that if you look at it, it's like, had that not been implemented, we would not be where we are right now.
Mm-hmm. Give me an example.
Okay, here's an example. I want to give you a good example. Okay, this is a good example.
All right, let me get buckled in here.
Everybody is the same, and we were almost all brought up the same because we live in America. When it's your birthday, you get a present. When it's Christmas, there's presents under the tree. There's things in your stockings. Human beings are always looking to get something. And if you're on the road to recovery, you're going to have to go find yourself a sponsor, somebody that's going to give you those things, somebody that's going to fill your stocking up for you when you're not looking. So when you come in, that baby's full for you. And some of the things that I saw that progressed Michael through his recovery was just, recognizing the littlest of things that he did, but making the biggest, situation out of it to where it's like,
like, bro, that's the best anyone's ever cleaned this shop, man.
Ever.
I mean, my God, bro. If I had a gold star, I'd give it to you.
Right now. We've thought about investing into truckloads of gold stars to give them to Michael alone.
I want to. I thought it was for me to pass out for the gold star movement for everyone out there in America.
That's right.
But hey, Joey's right. You know what I mean? I mean, it was all about, you got to build these people up. You got to think about it. They're coming from a place to where they don't have any food. They don't have any housing. Chances are no one really gives two shits about them. Like the song I wrote in Nashville Winter, ain't nobody gives two shits about me. And right there, it goes along to just sucks the hope out of them. So the first thing we have to do, if we want to build this vessel, we can't build it on liquidy, it's going to crumble. We got to get it some foundation. It has to be solid. We have to start building it up from the ground up.
That's right. So, and it's not about just waking up every day and being like, all right, let's see what today holds. We have been very scripted for the past summer and fall. Every move was thought out. It's all been methodical, and there is goals and plans in place. I think it was Brian Tracy or Jim Rohn, one of them said that, a human being is like a ship with a sail. And if you're at the wheel of this ship and you make a small, correction to the wheel, you notice nothing right away.
Give it 5 miles.
But give it 5 miles and the course of your destination has completely changed.
Absolutely.
And that's the part that I think we talk about the most is delayed gratification.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're not okay with like being the person that's like, I need it right now. That's the problem with most of us. That's how we actually got into the situation of like needing recovery was we found something that gave us instant gratification and we liked it.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, I'm a firm believer that folks at home, there's some things that we're just not supposed to experience as human beings. Some feelings that are just too good that we're not supposed to experience because you won't want it at the end. And I believe that's where, a heroin addiction, crack addiction comes in a lot to play. They give you those euphoric feelings.
Yeah.
That really, and methamphetamine, those dopamines are firing so much that without dope, there ain't nothing that's really going to get you excited. And that's where it really gets you. It's like, okay, sorry, without me, ain't nothing, no fun. You got to take beer to every function that you go to. Everywhere you go, you got to have drugs, concert, family reunions, blah, blah, blah. It boils down to where you cannot, the point of the fact is you can't have fun without me.
Yeah.
And that's where it's kind of like, dude, it's no difference. I'll tell you something in rehab we did. We had to break up. We had to write a goodbye letter to our drug of choice. So I had like a soap opera for my letter. I had a novel.
It could literally be put on the big screen.
No, but seriously, you got to break up with it. It's simple. I mean, anybody knows, man or woman, once you get in a relationship and it's time to break it off, if you don't break it off and break it off, it's going to linger and it's going to end up stinking and it's going to end up ruining a lot of things without just a clean cut. Get rid of it. Don't ever tread on me again and be done. And that's the way you got to you have to handle. It's not a kind of thing. Yeah.
And I think when you look back at certain things, especially people's recovery, it's the change that we're all afraid of. If I become this person, now these new things are expected of me. I have to maintain this. And
Joe, have you ever done drugs?
I have not done hardcore drugs. No,
he has not. You know, I wanted that to come out of his mouth. Plus, it helps me interview people.
And I don't know if it's if hardcore is the word for it or what. I'm a very innocent person, Michael.
He is. But you know, and this is why I want to introduce to everybody that Joey's the Al-Anon version of this whole aspect. He's the family member who never partied. Joe. The way I describe Joe as a young man, he was the most innocent kid I've ever met. And he took that into a manhood. And he's not an innocent man, but he is one of the most innocent guys I know, man. And you know what? I would protect him at all costs from any kind of outside influence. All costs. Man, I mean, this is just, dude, this is exciting here. It's taken me, if you knew at home, the internal battles that I've been going through of didn't think I was good enough, didn't think it looked good enough, take 50 takes on stuff instead of just believing it and putting it out there. I mean, this is a big step, and I am just absolute floating inside because this is what it's all about. I mean, you got to get two people on here who can swap stories, knowledge, and with each recipe. Hey, Jake, I'm going to have to call you back, okay? Hey, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Jake. It's funny. I was just about to mention Jake because you know what I told him? I said the hobby I picked, working out, was an awesome factor that it taught me delayed gratification. And I was a very instantaneous guy in my active addiction. If I wanted it, it was right now, no thinking about it. I don't care if it was moving to California. If it got in my mind, we was doing it. So this is really teaching me a lot of patience, especially in the sales industry where you got to wait for, your commissions to get capped out. And, anything that can teach you patience is going to do you good. Me and Joey follow a lot of good people on Facebook who are our mentors.
Yep.
And
everybody that is great still has a coach. All the greatest athletes have coaches. The president of the United States has advisors and coaches. Everybody who wants to be better should have a coach. One of my mentors had a saying, when you're green, you're growing. When you ripe, you rot. So a lot of people are guilty of getting into that mode of like, oh, I figured it all out. There's nothing you can tell me. And when you get to that point, consider yourself ripe. And once you become ripe, it's time to rot. And what you notice is those people that walked around and they were like, nobody can tell me anything. Surely but slowly, they kind of just dwindled away. Their flame went out and they lost everything. Now they're just surviving.
The perfect killer to success is comfortability. The minute, because that's the devil's trick, man. How do you get to where you're going to be successful? You grind every day. You show up every day. You put yourself in tests every day to constantly get better and get endurance. The minute you let off the pedal, because I've done it, you let off the pedal, and the next thing you know, you're fat again. You ain't been to the gym in a month. You know, you might not be selling the most jobs. I know one thing for sure. If I'm not going to the gym every day, it shows. And it shows when I go to the gym every day.
It completely changes everything about you. And, you know, I was going to say earlier with that delayed gratification, things like that we choose to exert our disciplines on, like working out. When you think of like a drug addict and they're able to get a instantaneous dopamine hit, and we have to put work in to get it, your instantaneous dopamine hit versus my 1 day or 1 week of effort that I put in to get something that I said, no, not today. Wednesday, maybe.
Yeah.
When it's time for the hit, my hit is so much better than your hit. I would just encourage you to try it the other way.
Right.
Don't seek the low-hanging fruit.
Right. Attract it. Be an attractant. Attract that success. Attract that financial well-being. Attract those business opportunities. In your mind, you ought to be envisioning just everything coming to you because you are the source of abundance. You are the source of gratefulness. And gratefulness and abundance are the same frequency.
You know what I was just thinking? Is how right he is on that, because when we first became reacquainted this year, I'm like, I really don't know what to do or how to help. So I think I like outfitted Mike in like $100 in like top roofing gear and was like, hey man, like you literally are staying inside of a hail swath where you're living right now. So just go knock on some doors. Just try and get me on a roof. And he's like, say less. I'm on it. Oh, well, let me tell you what. I didn't get on any roofs.
And I didn't make it more than an hour either. Listen, I came back to Joe and I'm like, listen, Joe, this ain't just for me. This ain't for me. He's like, well, how long did you knock? I'm like, half hour, 45 minutes. He's like, well, you didn't even start. And the greatest thing is Joe didn't give up there. Joe's like, okay, well, can you do this job? This pays this much. And it was a big responsibility running the company, big responsibility. And Joe said, well, go ahead and do that. You can do this. We're going to train you to do it. Okay, great. So my first day out on the job, we're in the neighborhood, and we got there. I got there at 7 o'clock, and by 8 o'clock, I had him on 2 roofs. I believe it was one of those things where you can psych yourself out. You can get nervous. And when I'm not nervous, I'm smooth as a cucumber. Yeah. Is that right analogy? Yeah. Okay, cool.
And, you know, that brings back to like sales training.
It's actually cool as a cucumber. Sorry.
Thanks for the correction. You could literally take what you just said and put it on everything you do in life. Recovery's hard when you try to recover. Selling's hard when you try to sell.
True that. Absolutely.
So all Michael was doing, I said, Michael, we're going to install 2 roofs in this neighborhood. So I'd already previously, contracted these jobs. They already went through everything and they're ready for production. But, I need somebody on the job site making sure that nails are getting picked up, trash isn't blowing into the pond across the street, all those things, right? We don't just send crews to houses and let them put roofs on and then show up. So we're the first ones there. We're the last ones to leave. And I needed Michael to be that guy literally for this day because it was so busy. It was perfect timing because it was like, how in the world am I going to manage these jobs tomorrow and do what I have to do? And then here's Michael.
Here I am.
So Michael's out there, just project managing the crap out of these jobs. There literally isn't a nail on the ground. Everybody that's walking by is being greeted, and he is the life of the party. So it was no doubt that people were going to be attracted to this. What in the world is going on across the street? Who is this guy giggling?
Who is this guy that laughs all the time?
He's laughing all the time, talking to everybody.
Yep, for sure.
So I actually thought about this on the way to work this morning. I was thinking of all the jobs that we did because of you this year.
Okay.
And it's like, when you start thinking this way, life becomes very interesting. We are the script writers of our life.
Absolutely.
So some of these jobs, it's 8:30, 8:40 at night. Everybody's leaving. The sun is setting, and you got sweet old lady walking her dog in the neighborhood.
Excuse me, ma'am. Have you had your roof inspected? $40,000 later.
You know, it's things like that where you're like, hold on a second. What if I had left 5 minutes earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Because we had the opportunity to leave 5 minutes earlier, but here we are just kind of pacing the sidewalk in front of our build, admiring our work, and, you know,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
how
let's
it
go
went.
one step further. How about staying inside your shell? You could be at the right place at the right time, but if you don't exert the words to come out, you're not going to seal no deal.
Yeah.
You definitely have to be comfortable talking to strangers. And the good way I found to do that is believing in who you are. Like if I believe in a product, I will sell the hell out of it. If I believe in someone, I will promote the hell out of them and help them the best I can. The same way with, if I believe in it, I can do it. And that's a fact. And you got to believe in yourself.
So when he first started, we outfitted him with all the gear. I mean, he looked the part, you guys. But he came back with his tail between his legs and said, this isn't what I thought it was. I thought this was going to be a lot easier. So he literally thought it was going to be like trick or treat. Every house was going to give him candy.
I mean, who could resist getting an inspection, But what I didn't realize is I had to take my I was a pansy is what I was. I was afraid. So I was told, please don't tell me no.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when people tell me no now.
So when you look at the road to recovery, all it was a personal development journey from journaling, writing goals down, and then self-analyzing. We literally have conversations, and we'll look back at pictures and be like, so look, this was a picture of you 2 weeks ago, and this is what you looked like, and now this is what you look like.
Yeah.
This is things you used to say and do. Now this is things you say and do. And it's just a complete transformation. So like I said, we're the script writers, and we're deciding what script is going to take place tomorrow for our lives. That direct action that we take is getting us different results. Obviously, we could just sit at home, stare at the wall.
Or just, sit there and pray about it with no actions. But, they made equations in this world because for something to work by itself all the way is almost impossible. It takes a team to succeed. It takes multiple things put together to have the recipe for success.
Yeah.
Faith, works, energy, love, compassion. Man.
And the hard thing is one without the other, then you don't get it. That's why when you look at like food and baking, a recipe is so precise because it means everything. My wife is a baker and I'm a cooker. And if that makes sense to some people, awesome. But baking's not for me because I do not follow recipes.
What's the difference between baking and cooking?
Cooking, I'm going to cook a steak, right? But I'm going to bake a cake.
Don't you fry a steak?
I can do whatever I want to a steak.
Okay, I just okay.
But the steak is already a steak.
Right, okay. Oh.
A cake is ingredients.
I gotcha.
And it has to become something.
I gotcha.
Put them together wrong and don't do the equation the right way, and you're going to get something. I don't know if you're going to like it.
Right.
But this is how we are as human beings.
Not going to be your full potential.
Not going to be your full potential.
Right.
So, like, what ingredients are you putting in your mind every single day? I mean, is it negativity?
Say that one more time, Joe, so they can hear that.
Yeah. What ingredients are you putting in your mind every single day? So, this drove Michael crazy in the beginning. I do not listen to the radio in my truck. It's dead freaking quiet. And if it's not quiet, then it's something like Tony Robbins or something's on the radio.
That's where he got me right off the rip was thinking.
We listened, just so you guys know, this year, just to get Michael on track and going, we listened to Think and Grow Rich 3 times.
That's a fact, Jack. 3 times.
You think the first time you read it through...
Oh, I shut it off. I made it about 2 sentences into it, and I was like, fuck, I ain't
This is
listen to this.
boring.
I ain't listen to this. But you know what got me, Joe?
Hear
Was about 2 paragraphs in when he started describing the little girl who bullied that big white racist man back in the 50s and bullied him. I mean, straight powered him to the ground, made him pay her mom the money that he owed him. Man, you're paying my mom.
Mm-hmm.
It made him and paid him and schooled this old man back in the 50s. And, that just wasn't done by young black people back then. And she was just a little girl. So the first words I thought was, whoever's calling, we're filming a show. Like, oh my God. It was like, he's got to go. Anyway, I want to know what this girl did to bring that big man to his knees. And that's what initially got me. So I started the book over, listened to it again, and I found out what it was. You remember what it was, Joe?
I don't remember.
Oh, really? I do. That's good. So what it was she believed in herself.
Yeah.
She knew what was happening was wrong. She knew what she was doing was right. And she stood for what she believed in, and she was not budging. Persistence, integrity, looking people in the eye, making them respect your boundaries.
Which all comes back to the recipe. So she had a vision mixed with the belief and the faith that she could go and acquire this debt for her mother. And absolutely she did. The problem is if you look at recovery, sometimes people have the vision, but they don't have faith in themselves. They say things like, once an addict, always an addict.
Oh, we were never meant to be rich. We're a poor family.
Yeah, look around. Look at the kind of people we are.
Fucking shit, man. Ain't no one going to want me.
It's too bad.
Those are all kinds of things I hear all the time out of people. Oh, I'm too dumb for that. I'm not smart. Fuck that. Fuck that. That ain't no way to think. You ain't going to go nowhere if you think like that. The first thing, Joe, what was we talking about? What's the first thing you got to change if you want to go out and you want to quantum leap into success?
Your attitude.
Attitude, belief systems, changing how you talk to yourself. What is internal will be external. Okay, so I got a good one. Joey's familiar with this. In order to go to sleep, what do you first thing you do, Joe?
Lay down.
You lay down. You don't lay down. You ain't up there. Ugh. No, you lay down, pretend that you're asleep, and then you fall asleep. People take that for granted. What they don't realize is becoming a millionaire or owning your own business or starting a life coaching business, it's all the same thing. You have to pretend it, and it will come. You
know how sleeping, it's kind of like a private thing for people too? Like if you were tired and you were out in public, you probably wouldn't just go and like lay off on the side of the hallway.
I usually pick 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
Or McDonald's.
That's your old life. Oh, God. But the point is when you do want to be successful and you do want to go for the other stuff, well, then you're going to have to go out in the public eye and you're going to have to pretend that you're laying down to go to sleep, to actually fall asleep. And, that makes you so vulnerable. People don't want to do that. To be the best basketball player, Michael Jordan had to walk around telling everybody, I'm the best. I'm the best.
Man, that's crazy. You know what? I just heard another story about Michael Jordan on Joe Rogan. God bless Joe. Michael Jordan, see, back in his prime, no one would talk shit about Michael Jordan. When he was the best, banging it, there ain't nobody talk shit about Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan, this is true, would make up stories. Like he would say, he'd get on the court and be like, Joe, I heard what you fucking said, motherfucker. I heard what you said.
Damn.
Oh, I'm coming after you. And the guy's like, dude, I never said nothing. I didn't say nothing. And he would convince himself of this because, and I heard this from Andy, you have to learn how to activate yourself. And when it comes to competition, when it comes to winning, when it comes to getting the job, we have to learn how to activate that killer instinct in us. And Jordan's way was making up stories to make himself pissed off.
This sounds like the Water Boy and Bobby Boucher envisioning all those things that
Yeah,
would
it's
just activate
exactly.
him to be able to tackle everybody.
Right.
So if that is a real thing, then that means that we have to do that with everything that we do.
Ooh, come on now. Let's go. Let's go.
So like parenting, being a spouse, being a business operator or an employee. Like there was an option. You have to be able to put those intentions in place.
We're off. No worries. What's up?
Fantastic. Good job.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, technology is pretty badass. I really enjoyed this show, man. It's really good to see you, dude. I mean, this is
Too, man.
Wow. This is going to be nice. Second Chance Summit is a company that me and Joey started, and mainly to get to where we want to go. There's recovery centers I want to build. There's people off the streets I want to do. Get off the streets, get them working, get them productive members of society. I want to show them step by step how I did it, and it shouldn't be no problem getting everybody where we need to go. But we needed a business. We needed an LLC. We needed something structured to work out of, and that's where we came up with Second Chance Summit. Like I said, I just went out the other night and took some people shopping, which was really neat. And, there ain't nothing better than seeing someone who don't have nothing and then new clothes, shower, haircut, shave. Man,
here's the reality of it is when we founded this company, it was like, we have to figure out how to get this to everybody. Because here's something we found out. When I was really young, I lost my mom to cancer, and I lost other family members to cancer. And then when you really step back and look at it, cancer is a big fucking problem.
Absolutely.
It takes so many people. And then when you really, really look at it, here we are treating the cancer with things like chemotherapy, right? And radiation, all that. And it's like, all right, well, that's like not going and getting an oil change on your car until it starts knocking and then taking it to the mechanic and saying, hey, fix this.
Absolutely.
And what we have not done is gone to the source. Like, why is everybody getting cancer?
Let's go.
So when you go to the source of something and pound it out, game over, it's done. Look at it the same way with human recovery and with people. So if you think of homelessness, right? Somebody to end up homeless, you need to go back to the core of it. And the reality is, I thought about it in my head hundreds of times because simply of people I've been with and trained in the past for sales, yourself, and hearing the stories, it's like, man, I could never imagine myself homeless.
But there's a big difference between being homeless and falling asleep with needles hanging out of your arms. Me being homeless, I consider being homeless, you made a mistake. You made a bad decision. You got laid off work. You made some house payments. Now you don't have no place to live, but you could get back on your feet. You're just homeless. But you got people out here who will not take any opportunity you give them. Their only thing they're worried about is getting high every day.
Which brings me back to my point. You can treat the cancer. You can treat drug addicts. You can treat homelessness. You can give somebody a place to live. That's fine. You can do whatever. But to reprogram somebody, to change their paradigm, to make them see through a pane of glass that they've never looked through before, that's where the true change comes in. That's where Second Chance Summit, that's what it was founded off of, is like, okay, this is stuff that nobody's talking about, nobody's doing, because it's kind of out there.
Yeah.
To think, oh, this is energy. you're in this situation because of the energy that you've surrounded yourself with and you've exerted. People don't want to hear you talk like that. But the reality is, when you really open your eyes to it, we see the energy every day, all day. In fact, it's almost like we can see karma coming before it even strikes somebody.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, the fact of the matter is we alter realities. So I can only speak for myself. I know I came from a biker family of 1%, taught a lot of racism, always thought it was okay to party. You didn't call the police. Nobody told you what to do, defy authority, that kind of stuff. And I had to completely re-alter the way I thought, the way I believed, the experiences I went through. And if they had a negative effect on me, turn them around to where they had a positive effect. Because there is always a positive in every single thing. Everything. There's not one thing that you can't pull something good out of. And you start getting all those good things. And hey, let's throw in some self-talk. Let's throw out some goals. You know, again, you got to pretend it. I say it on a daily basis. I'm already a millionaire. I've already made it. My show's already huge. I already got millions of followers. I'm already worldwide. I'm ready. I'm ready. You know the way I see it? A lot of people don't show content. They don't publish it. Oh, that sucks. That ain't no good. That ain't no good. But you know what? It's content. And there's going to come a day where people are going to be wanting to look you up. When you do make it through that belief, and if you don't publish your content, they're not going to have nothing to look at. Good or bad, it's still out there. Because again, there are no mistakes. There's good in everything.
Yeah, there's lessons in everything. And this, if you look at like the daily, you're doing it daily.
Oh, it's daily.
Everything that you're doing is daily. So now you guys can do this alone. Mm-hmm. You can 100% do recovery alone. I would definitely recommend you finding a sponsor, somebody that has your best interest at heart. Because here's what you need. You need an accountability partner for everything you do in life. You can go and you can diet alone, fine. Work out alone, fine. But things that Michael and I do on a daily is reaffirm negative energies. So if I say something and I'm being negative, right? Because we're human beings, guys.
Oh, I bust balls.
I'll look up. You'll feel an eerie feeling in the room. Like, what happened? And I'll look up and I'll have Mike mean mugging me. Like, oh shit, I need security right now. And that's my security.
There's no
negativity allowed.
Man, I mean, there's no exceptions.
But now it's deeper than that. So we'll look at Michael on this one, and these are words that I have spoke to him, where he'll go, and he'll start rambling off about something, and I'll just look at him with a confused look, and I'll be like, "Nah, dude, that is the old you talking."
That used to make me so mad.
That is not how you talk. That's not how you think anymore. That's not who you are anymore.
That is exactly right.
And it would make him mad. Like,
it would make me mad as hell, man.
But you know, when you switch your paradigm, when you become somebody new, I think shedding and breaking the beak and things like that, that's what's happening. Now, like, you're the eagle breaking his beak.
Explain that, Joe.
Well, you know, I don't have it to detail, but what I've been told is an eagle lives to be like 30, 35 years old. And then for it to live to get to like 70 years old, it has to go through excruciating torture and pain.
A transformation.
So their beak starts to curl and bend under as they get older, which means now they can't hunt and they can't fish and they can't kill their prey. All they have to rely on is the talons on their hands or on their feet. What do you call birds' feet?
Claws.
Claws? Okay, we'll go with claws.
So, leave it in the comment section if you know what a bird's feet is.
Yeah, right. He has to beat that beak off, and then it'll come back in to where it's ready and pointy and ready for killing again. Yeah. So he just has to make that decision. It's almost like human beings. You're in your world. You're getting by day to day. You've got a routine and a habit. Is it a good routine and habit? No, it's the worst routine and habit.
Right.
But you're getting by day to day. And then somebody's like, well, this could be your life. What if it was like this? But then all those voices of all those naysayers in your life, you aren't that, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Those scripts start playing. And all of a sudden, you stay in your life. You have to have somebody that's being able to be brave enough to look you in the face and be like, hey, we don't talk like that anymore.
I don't say, and that's what me and Joe do. You and I definitely are accountability partners.
Yeah. And that's hard, man. And
I would
say have the conversation with it first before you go into it doing it. When we started, I asked his permission to be that guy. I didn't just come in one day, whoa. You're not that guy. So I had full right permission. So if you guys are thinking like, hey, this is a great idea, I'm going to do this with my wife.
Right.
Have a conversation first. Like, hey, do you want to be accountability partners to where like if you're doing this and I can say, hey, we don't talk like that in this family. You're not going to like get mad at me. Don't just go jump at her and be like, hey.
Right.
So, these are things that if you're like, I want to take my marriage to the next level. Well, sit down, script it out with your wife, and then hold each other accountable to that plan, and you're gonna get it. That's just no two ways about it. Going back to the book, Think and Grow Rich, you can get misled by this book. They've even made movies about it and stuff.
Have they?
Yeah, you can't sit in a room and chant, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire, I'm a billionaire, I'm in perfect condition, perfect physical health, and just think that because I do this every day, it's going to happen. It's that plus the action. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be a billionaire, well, billionaires do certain things. They hang around certain people, and they talk a certain way. And if you're going to be fit and in shape, you're going to see a gym sooner or later.
And that's the first thing people will notice about you is how you look, how you represent yourself. Are you fat? Are you slobby? Are you in shape? Do you have your shit together? Do you stink? And it may not be right, but it's the law of just the way it is.
It's how it is. And, it's such a touchy subject, but when we become adults, this is the weirdest thing. When we become adults, we become things that just are not okay. When we're children, all children are looked after and cared for. We make sure that there's shoes on them, fresh clothes on them, they're fed, and they're presentable. You send your kid to school and he smells, then you're having Child Protective Services probably come and do a once-over on your house, make sure that everything is suitable and everything like that. So we're so conditioned that, I just get taken care of, that when we go off into the world as an adult, ain't nobody to take care of you, all of a sudden, all that stuff comes into play. So, not that you need somebody to take care of you as an adult.
Some people do. Some people need taught that, you know what? If they don't, they think some people just think that there's always going to be someone to take care of them.
Well, what we need to do is instill a new norm. So when we look at, let's call it the American people, a little side script here. I am not about our fast food chains, our American brands, McDonald's and all that stuff. It's just not. Yeah, not for it, man.
I'm not loving it.
I'm not loving it. So here I am for an entire year just grinding, right, on just the physical body.
Yeah.
What I eat, how I treat myself, things like that. And then we go camping this weekend, and there was 2 situations where it was just like, if these kids don't get food in their system immediately, all hell is going to break loose.
Were they hangry?
Yeah, and they told me they were hangry. And if they can verbalize that they're hangry, it's real bad.
I can't believe kids know what hangry is.
Mom told them. So we ended up at McDonald's, and it was weird because this goes back to the road to recovery.
All right, come on.
This is your situation every single day. I had the dudes on each shoulder at this moment in time talking.
Good and bad.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
And one was like, all right.
Did one have a cape on and one had like the pitchfork and
Absolutely.
that's what
Just the way you envisioned it.
I visioned it, yeah.
So I was like, oh, all right, whatever. I'll get these kids McDonald's. We're literally in Chesapeake. There is nothing down there. It's small town.
Appalachian country.
So we go in there and it's like, all right, get the kids something, but not yourself.
Oh.
We do not eat this food.
Right.
And then it's like, well, if the kids are eating it, then you can eat it. So I got myself a little McDouble cheeseburger, right?
Oh my God, that's so crazy. You know that has 24 grams of protein in it and 371 calories?
That doesn't make it all right. So, anywho, I was like, oh, nothing happened. I feel okay. We go to leave camp, and the kids are like, can we get McDonald's? And I was like, no, we're going to go get something else. So I put in the GPS, and it said 73 miles before we would see anything. And I'm like, oh, crap. Maybe I should just get them some McDonald's.
Right.
Well, I did it again, and this time he goes, can I have a large fry instead? And I was like, sure. So to make things simple, I just did 3 large fries and 3 cheeseburgers.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there eating these fries, and my body was like, stop eating this immediately. And I'll just tell you guys, last night, I started feeling acid reflux and stuff like I haven't felt in years.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, okay, that is straight poison.
I had octopus last night. Octopus, squid, oysters.
Well, goodness gracious.
Found
So
a-
I'm over here eating McDonald's, and this guy's fine dining.
and el barco, which means the ship. I thought I was going into like a Mexican restaurant. You know what I mean? I sit down and, oh, do you want chips? Yeah, I'll take chips. Cool. And then I open it up and it's like lobster, octopus, and prices to back it up. And I'm like, oh, I just wandered across Red Lobster's first cousin from Mexico.
Oh, boy.
And man, loved it. I mean, it was really neat. You know, I put away all expectations and judgments and ate it with an open mind. And man, I really felt empowered. It was an empowering meal. I got pictures on my page.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking by the energy transfer right now, subliminally,
You're going to go get some octopus.
Mike's going to treat me to some octopus here soon.
You know, I might do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a company party there or something.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking like, hey, Joe, want to get some octopus?
Octopus?
How about some meal?
Well, Joe,
It's been real.
man, this has been so neat. This is the first time I felt this comfortable doing the show. And that's what I mean. This is my accountability partner. You got to have one. You got to have someone who is your yang to your recipe. Faith and works. Joey, Mike, you know, what's yours? Who's going to be there to hold you up when, you know, you need it?
Well, that's why we founded the company, you guys, because these are questions that when you are sitting in your home by yourself, asking yourself, you may just not be able to get the answers that you're looking for. Call it writer's block. But when it's your own brain that you're trying to pull stuff out of, it's just not going to happen. So, you know, let us be your coach. Let us be your accountability partner.
Absolutely.
We'll put the path together. So that's the thing is when you look at like recovery centers and everything, it's so systematic. It's like, here's the system, follow it. But the real reality is every individual is going to need a custom-made roadmap for them because we're all different.
Oh, absolutely.
Same with schooling, you know. Everybody learns differently. I could not handle being put in my chair all day long. None of my boys can either.
Right.
I was a hands-on, got to do it. So when you think in that mentality, everybody's going to be a little different.
My nickname was On the Go when I was a young man.
Yes.
On the Go.
I don't think it ever left him. He's still on the go, boys and girls.
Oh my gosh. Joey,
Yep.
thank you so much.
Got
We're
it.
going to do this again.
And again.
Man, and again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Top Roofing and Windows. Thank you, Joey Michael, Second Chance Summit. Everybody out there, we got this. If you're ready to change your life, if you're ready to quantum leap, keep tuning back in. Like and subscribe to our channel. And check out Second Chance Summit. Emails out there. You can reach out to us if you have any problems at all. We're there. Love you, America. Welcome
guys.
to the show.
We don't have any boundaries.